evening, whatever time of the day it is, where you at, everybody. Thank you so much for joining us at Creative Tips. You know, this is something that we've been doing here at Julia Experiences once a month for the last few months. And this month we have a special treat for you because we're actually talking about creators and those persons that create content.
Yeah.
But we're coming from a different sphere today. We have one of our brothers. He, a brother from a different mother. Don't worry about the color.
Yeah.
We all come from the same blood, right? But we have one of our brothers who's going to share with us for a few moments, and he has a company called Elsye Media Graphics, and he's going to talk a little bit about it. This is something brand new. So he's coming as one of those persons that actually put our content together from the media aspect, the graphic aspect. That person that just make us look good, real good. If you would have remembered that we would have done something last year called Build Conference, our Build Summit, and you would have seen our promo, and this would have been the wonderful guy that would have done that promo. Listen, he had us in that son, but he was getting us to
Right.
We had Lily on us, but that's fine. That's a brother, he could do that. But he is a phenomenal. He's definitely a creative, and we wanted to chat with him a little bit. So Mr. Lynden Seymour, the proprietor of. So if you see it, go ahead on Facebook or look for him on Facebook. Are you on IG, sir?
Yes.
Go on IG. You should see somewhere down there to the bottom, to the top, what the company name is, the link, and all that kind of stuff. Where we put it on the side, you know what I mean. So go ahead and look for him, like him. If you needed graphic stuff, this is the person that you would want to pull on. He is one of the ones in the coming edge, so you want to be with him. So we can let him talk for a few minutes and let him tell us a little bit more about the company.
Right. So it's a little strange because again, when Audrey told me about the idea, I said, I'm used to being behind the camera. Yeah. Right. So this in front of the camera thing is new. But Elsye has not always been Elsye. Elsye's had several names over the years. And I say that to say it's been with me that long. It's been something that I've been dabbling with from when I was a child. I think as young as maybe 8 or 9, playing around with different toys. And then I got my first camera when I think it was about 14. So from then, it's always been, it'd be nice to do something like this.
Yeah.
But the challenge over the years has been trying to find the thing that's you, and not necessarily what everybody else does. So that's what's been exciting about Elsye coming out now, is that finally feel like you have some sort of direction as to what is you, what your flavor is, what your style is, and that is the thing that said to me, okay, now that you have this, let's go a little further. Let's
pick up the ball and run with this.
Yeah, pretty much. So I think just about last year, March or so, officially is when we kind of got cranked up. And shout outs to my friend Errol. As Errol, he was always pulling on me to say, hey, but I want you to do something for me. So he was really the first customer to say, I see something that you do, I like it, let's try it. And then of course.
And who was Errol?
Oh, Errol is a guy, he runs Impulse TV.
Impulse TV.
He's the owner of Impulse TV. So go ahead, check that out.
Check that out.
Right. What's it called? But yeah, we would work together over that time frame. And from that, that's what kind of gave you the boost to say, go ahead and let's try this thing for true. So yeah, I think in a nutshell, that's pretty much what it was.
Oh, awesome! So if you go back and you look at the build promo that we did, you'll see some of the graphics and the images that are part of the promo and different stuff. So I know a lot of people see graphics as one way, just pretty much flyers.
Right.
When people think graphics, they just think flyer. Help us to understand, how does graphics and media work together?
Right.
And what we can expect with coming to you.
So to kind of get into what we do, Elsye, we primarily deal with promotional stuff. So that's promotions as it relates to video, audio, and then of course graphics.
Okay.
And graphics would be flyers. Well, and again, this is just my area. It would be flyers and also business cards, little banners, things along that sort. Nothing major. I'm not a logo guy. I leave that to the logo people.
Yes.
And again, it's just finding the thing that works for you.
Your stream and your niche.
Logos are nice. I'm not the one to do it. So I can get flyers done for you, but other than that, no. But again, we offer several different packages in the area of video and radio especially.
Okay.
We have about 8 different options that you can pick from, and it all depends on your needs. So we do tribute videos, we do real estate videos, we do promotional videos, highlight videos for events, things of that sort. And again, this is just a nutshell. And then if you want radio advertisements, you need to put something together, we do that. We have the talent. It's just a matter of you giving us the idea. So that's the main thing. Our slogan is making your vision a reality. So it'll be good if you have the vision and you bring
making it a reality.
Right, and you bring it done.
Right.
Now, that's not to say that we can't help you with the concept, but it's good when you have something to work with.
Yeah.
So that's pretty much what it is. And like I say, we try again to bring especially in this age, you realize that it's necessary to get the information out there. And what better way to do that than to be creative and to use video and of course that's the age that we're in, where people they like to see. They want to see stuff that's going on.
Yeah.
So working in this area, that's the stuff that we try to push. That hey, if you have an idea, if you have a business need as relates to new products, new services, or you have old products and services and you just want to get the word out about what you do. Our job is to take whatever product, service, whatever idea that you have regarding your event, your business, and put it in visually appealing format and send it out to the people that you have in mind. We've planned to get into the area of social media management and all that stuff, but that's to come. Also publications, we're looking to do that as well, but that's to come.
Awesome.
Yeah, publications with like programs, with his weddings, funerals, things of that sort.
It's up.
To come. But as it stands right now, video, radio, and flyers, business cards, little banners, things of that sort.
Okay.
Yep.
So I have a question and I'll pass it to my husband. How important do you think it is for, if you're a business person, if you're a ministry-minded person, if you're anybody that's providing a service or something to a person, to actually present it in the media form now?
Right. It's very, very important. The people from Lynden say very. It's very important. And it is that way, of course, because you want people to know what it is that you're doing. As long as the bush burning in your corner, nobody else knows what's happening.
True.
But if your desire is to reach people, if your desire is to get the information out there, then there has to be a way for you to do that. The day of newspaper ads, not necessarily gone, but you want to go where the people are.
Yeah.
And the people are on social media.
Yes.
We did a conference some time back talking about the amount of people that are on Facebook and YouTube. There are billions of people on these particular platforms. And so that's the reason why you would want to take your content and from just being something that's on paper or just being something that's in one form and present it in a way that's visually appealing, that reaches this age of people, ones who have stuff that they can see and who are attracted by those things, and then allow that to be the thing that helps to draw the people to whatever your business needs are, things of that sort.
Awesome.
Yep.
So we've known each other for a long, long time.
Hallelujah.
And when we were, younger, we're still young,
right? Just younger.
Yeah, younger. We used to get together and we would have, we just do silly skits. We do silly commercials without no cameras. We just do it for the fun of it. Right. And we just have passing concepts back and forth. Little did we know, we didn't even know that we were passing concepts. No. Creative concepts.
Just passing stale jokes at that point.
Yeah. Right. So the thing is now that I'm asking is, you have the average person out there, the average young person who is creative but don't know it. They have their creativity. How now do I take my creativity from being me and my friends or me and my few to now it being something that I can monetize, something now that I can use and to make my life better and to make those around me lives better. Right. As we, like you said earlier, you could have the best product in the world, but if ain't nobody know what's going on, it doesn't, it doesn't help
much
no one.
purpose.
Yeah.
Well, several things. My main thing is making sure it's something that you can see yourself doing, and of course that's driving you. Because if you're not able to get into it and really put you behind it, it won't be sustainable. In a little while you'll be there like crickets, because it's just not where you are.
Right.
So the first thing would be is just simply, as I was saying earlier, is just looking to see what's in your hand. Look to see where you are, what you're good at, and that's very important. And then, of course, getting the know-how, skills. That's very important, so that you can capitalize on having that gist, that passion, that drive to do whatever it is that you're interested in. And from gathering the information, of course, you want to make sure that you have people around you who can see what you're doing, or who can believe in what you're doing and help to push you in that direction. And not only that, but who could help to critique what you're doing, because feedback is very important. Again, you may be in your corner thinking, oh man, this is good. And then you take that outside and it's just like, okay, what were you saying again?
Try again.
Right. So it's good to have people around you, again, who you could bounce these things off of, and use those sounding boards as good instruments that will help you to develop what it is that you're doing. And then, of course, use the same platforms that everybody else has. Use social media to get the word out there about what you do, about who you are. Because I think that may be some of the things that people feel that is very daunting about launching out and getting out there. Like, where do you start? Like, what do you do? Like, my gosh, this is overwhelming. But it doesn't have to be anything that's incredibly extravagant. Just right where you are, your simple Facebook page, your simple Instagram page, YouTube, whatever. Use that, start right where you are, and begin to post, especially this, as we're talking about videos and graphics and things like that. Post those things out there, and then don't be afraid to do things for free.
Yeah.
What?
Don't be afraid to do things for free. Praise the Lord. No, because again, it's a way for you to not only get the experience, but for you to get content to put out there.
Yeah.
So it's one thing if you're in the yard shooting the lizards running across, right. But you want to have stuff out there that people can identify with, and people will find appealing and attract them to want to use you in terms of of what you bring to the table.
Right.
So yeah.
So two things that I heard out of that. The first part, when you talked about knowing what you do, knowing whether, and this is I'm paraphrasing your words,
right,
whether this thing is a hobby, a talent, or a profession,
right,
or all of the three, because it could be all three.
It could be all three, right?
Yeah. But also too, later on you talked about don't be afraid to do things for free.
Right.
Now we met each other in the church world,
right?
And in the church world, it's a volunteer service.
Right.
So more than likely, as a tech engineer, as a media person,
right,
sound engineer, you're not gonna get paid.
Right. Chances are.
Right.
I don't feel bad either.
Right.
Because and we found in the circles that I've been in, you found that several people have used that, and we don't say this in a negative light. The church has served all of us very well.
Yes.
But it has been a lot of launching pads for individuals to get started. I mean, right back to the old 60s and 70s, people started with music in the church, and ended out into different spheres. Of course, the main thing is just to stay grounded, stay along the right line. But we've been in that environment and gotten equipped in that environment. And as a result of
you
that,
build your resume as well.
Yes.
As a result of being in that environment, you're now able to launch out there. And like we say, that may not have necessarily been for some form of
monetary
return. Praise the Lord. But nevertheless, you got the tools that you need.
Yes.
Yeah.
And as a result of getting those tools, you can now go there and do what you got to do.
Yeah. It provided a safe place, to master your craft.
Right.
It also provided content that you can now put on a resume. It is almost like as I remember the story of Sean Puffy Combs. He was an intern, an A&R intern at I can't remember the record company, but he was working for free, helping to make hits that made millions.
Wow.
For free. because he just wanted to get his foot in the door.
Right.
So now that he can turn around and can have his own record company,
Right.
or can be hired, be more marketable to be hired
Right.
at a record company. Like I think some of his early acts that he was working with was like Mary J. Blige and stuff. So one may look at it like, hold on, they selling millions and making millions off the work I'm doing for free.
Right.
But he didn't look at it like that. He looked at it as an investment.
Right.
And sometimes we look at the church world, we look at volunteer work, we look at even as pro bono work,
Right.
as boy, a waste of time, as they try and fleece me,
Right.
they trying to hold me down. But when you look at it and you use it as an investment, some young men, they're looking for a job, they work in the cameras in church, put that down on your resume.
Right. Truly.
You've literally had
Be
years.
surprised.
Yeah, you literally had years of experience
Working as a cameraman.
working as a cameraman.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Oh.
Again, you're gathering the skills that you
Yeah.
need to be able to perform in whatever area.
Whatever area you're in.
Yeah, that's important.
And so too, now this is the flip side to it. In church, once they see someone in church volunteering and doing, they can clap you up no matter how alright you singing, no
Right.
matter how the song sounds.
Oh, these
Go ahead,
children did
try.
well. It did so well.
So bless their heart, they're doing it for Jesus.
Right.
But now I've seen you do stuff, but you had a drive to do it in excellence.
Yeah.
How does one now maintain, okay, yes, I may be working in church, but how do I give the professionalism and the excellence every time?
Yeah.
Well, I'll say this. Two things. One, don't be afraid to mess up, praise the Lord, because that has helped to be a good teacher. Not necessarily the greatest all the time, but it is definitely one that helps to stay in the right direction. In fact, my mind goes back to the Judah video, as you were talking about, Dodi. That the morning when we shot that, I was sitting down thinking to myself, boy, back and forth. I have an idea, but I ain't seeing this all the way. Like it ain't 100% clear how I want this to be just yet. And what ended up happening is the problem for me was I didn't want to shoot y'all on just a regular background. I didn't want to shoot y'all standing up just talking about what's going to happen. So I said, boy, how can we create this in a way where it's still the two of them just talking, just standing up talking, but it won't just be you just stand up talking with a background.
Yeah.
Because that is in the spirit of what we do and who we are.
Right.
Yeah.
And especially the spirit of that conference.
The conference. It
Right.
was great. It was conference.
Right.
Creative
So
conference.
we were trying to find a way to really get that done.
That energy out there.
Having that problem, so to speak, is what helped to create or drive the creative juices in that sense. And so we came up with something that was a little different. But those kinds of experience have helped to teach you, and having a desire to continue to build on what you would have done is what helps to drive that spirit of excellence. Again, knowing that, listen, you're doing this for somebody, especially if it's on a professional standpoint, knowing that they're giving you money for this, that's very important.
Yeah.
And so not only should that be the motivation, but again, just because of the fact that this is your work, this is your stamp, this is your name, this is the thing that represents who you are, should help to be the thing that drives you. And of course, this is an environment that we believe the Lord does all things well. He said, whatever you do, you try to do it as unto Him, with all your heart. And so that's the idea. You want to allow that to be the thing that drives you. And so, yeah.
So, and then now there's the other stereotype of technical people and even musicians and stuff like that in the church. They the ones we hire them because they got skill, or we have them working because they got skill, or they can fulfill a task. But they ain't necessarily all the way saved. They're in the neighborhood of Jesus, but they might know Him like that.
Live around the corner.
Yeah.
Right.
How have you been able to maintain your relationship with God, your integrity and your spirituality, but still having your professionalism and your excellence?
Yeah. What I think the good thing in my instance was the Lord snatched me and caused me to find Him before I found other things first.
Yeah.
So the thing was developing on that end, and again, we all on our walk, aiming to get better and better. But having a foundation where it was just you and him before you and everything else screaming at you was a great help. So it will be a challenge if you have to kind of get that wheel turning whilst you're doing everything else. But it's whether or not it's a priority for you. So if it's not a priority to make that foundation, that relationship, something that's a main thing for you or something that's a major foundational thing for you, if that's not a priority, then by all means you can find your way yourself going back and forth, whatever. But if it is a priority, you'll find that'll be the thing to help you even in times when you're feeling low or when you're feeling like when you messed up on that one, that you made a mistake professionally. You still have that relationship to help you, to encourage you. Hey, well, listen, you did mess up. You messed up bad.
Yeah.
But go ahead and try this again.
Yeah.
Don't stop there. Keep pushing. Keep going at it. And again, YouTube University has been. I mean, so many different scholars, have been the ones that have passed through and have used that to teach you a whole lot of stuff. Because you may not necessarily be able to afford all the things out there that are available. But the internet is definitely far and wide as it relates to resources to equip yourself. But YouTube University was a great help to learn, and so that's the thing. Having a relationship, Lord gives you ideas to check out different things, and as He gives you the ideas, and you go ahead and you run with it, and you develop yourself, and from there, before you know it, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 years pass, and boy, we've been doing this long time.
And I've gotten better.
Right, gotten better, and we laugh at that all the time, especially in church where we laugh at it all the time, and we saw where we came from.
Yes.
It's like a motorboat.
Yeah.
We used to do that.
Right.
Yeah, and then when you think about how long it took you to do some of those processes.
Right.
Now you do those like that, Yeah,
it's really interesting. In fact, I had a conversation with somebody yesterday, and he was like, "Boy, you must be really good at this stuff." I was like, "I've been doing this for a long time." It didn't start off there. We had our time, and it's like, but how does that work again? Right. But after a while, you practice, you keep going at it, and then before you know it, you can do it a little better. You may not be expert, but you're doing it a whole lot better than when you first started off. Yeah. So
it's so good. But that's pretty much wraps it up for us. So we want to pass it to you, so you could give the final closing remarks. There is definitely going to be, like I say, if wherever the link is, to the top, to the bottom, wherever it is, you go click that link and you follow the thread. Make sure, go ahead and like the company on Facebook and Instagram. Are you on Twitter?
No Twitter.
Okay, no Twitter. So we just do it Facebook
and what's it called? I leave the tweet into Trump.
So Mr. Seymour is going to give us the closing words. Like I said, this is Creative Tips, and this month we're talking with content creators, but today in particular, we're talking with the people that's behind the camera.
The tech.
Our own brother, this is one of the ones who would put it all together, make us all look good, make our faces look as if our face beat in some aspect, all of that other kind of good stuff. Give us that nice soft touch look, just make us look like we just beautiful.
Amen.
And there is a new company that is up and out that is offering a service for those of us that provide a service for people, to allow us to be able to do it in a spirit of excellence, so that we won't just be throwing it together and doing it any kind of way. I'm certain that he offers consultations if you would need that. Sure. Have a conversation and all of that kind of good little stuff. So, Mr. Seymour.
Amen. So, one piece I didn't want to leave out. We not only do we do the graphics and the video stuff, but we as Audrey mentioned, there is some form of consultation that we do. And that's where my wife comes in, praise the Lord. She got that part, so I work the pretty stuff. She worked the hard stuff on that side. But that's how we do that. Where we offer consultation to businesses in terms of your marketing strategy, assessing where you are, your processes, things like that, and using that as tools to market who you are. So if for instance you do something really well, it's like, wait, no, you need to use that. That's a good selling point right there. Tell your customers that you do that. So that again you get the word out and you draw people to you. But as it relates to creatives, just go there and try. Don't sit back. Try. You may not be where you want to be right now. You may not have all the resources that you want to right now. But once you look to see what's in your hands, and if these things are things that are actually in your hands, you could do something with it. Develop them. Pour yourself into that area. Ask the Lord to give you direction, and in so doing, He will open up the doors, and you'll be surprised to know where opportunities come from and how they come about. But it's the whole walk of faith and believing is not just you sitting down hoping, oh yes, Father God, yes. No, you get up and you move. And you start moving. You take your step out there, and once you take your step out there, before you know it, there's something catching your foot. You didn't see nothing out there when you first started, but there's something to catch your feet. So that's the whole idea. Get out there, try. YouTube University, very important.
Professor Google,
hallelujah.
Professor Bing,
all of them. Go check them out, and don't be afraid to get it done. Like I say, make your mistakes where you can make the mistakes. Try not to make mistakes on the job. Make mistakes where you can't make the mistakes, because those mistakes are important. In fact, one thing I was thinking about is how many inventions came about as a result of mistakes. People didn't intend to do what the end result was, but when they sit down, I'm like, yeah, man, I was meaning to do that.
Nice.
I think we've done a few shoots where we forgot the script. Oh yeah, so we improvised many times. And the whole thing is they know they don't know what the lines. We know we're supposed to be saying. Y'all don't know, but yeah, that's been again a good tool to help you to learn. And that's the whole thing. Continue to learn, continue to try, continue to push, and don't be afraid to take the steps. And then the rest will be history.
Awesome. So this is Brian and Audrey Bain of Judah Experiences and Mr. Lynden Seymour of Elise Graphics Media. You want to go ahead? Elsye, Jesus. Elsye Graphics Media. Go ahead and find them on Facebook and Instagram. Thank you so much for joining us. See you next week.